Now you know the why behind it.
Just like that, Tim. She had it. Jerry took it.
What about the 18? The 18.
So, can you read my writing?
Grant and Stephen Mitchell are the APTA national champions for the second year in a row.
There you have it, your women's APTA national champions, Florentina Harnish and Anna Maria Zabori.
Welcome to the APTA Tour. We are live from Huntington Country Club in Huntington, New York, bringing you the 2022 APTA Men's and Women's National Championships, sponsored by the APTA membership. The APTA national sponsors, Viking and Paddle Pro, and local sponsor, Joe Cantillion, and distributed capital partner, Signature Premier Properties, and Daddario and Company. I'm Patty Hogan, along with Hall of Famer Tim McAvoy, bringing you a women's quarterfinals between our number 4 seeds, Annika Cooper and Mirta Molenveld, and our number 7 seed team of Jessica Guillot and Jacqueline Williamson. Tim, welcome to the booth, and can you tell us who's who on the court here?
Well, Patty, it is a pleasure to be here with you as a fellow Hall of Famer. Coming to the net right now in the cream top is Jacqueline Williamson from the Philadelphia area, native from the Philadelphia area. Her partner with that kind of neon hat is Jessica Guillot from the Pittsburgh area. And then on the back court, in the blue top, in the ad court, you have Annika Cooper. And in the deuce side, with the black hat, you've got Mirta Molenveld.
Yeah, Tim, the tournament is underway, and the seeds are following form up to this point on both the men's and women's side. For the, I think in every situation, great job by the seeding and by the seeding committee, Tim.
Exactly.
And we are at the beautiful Huntington Club, and just a shout out one more time to Dwayne Hayden, Lisa Rudloff, Tim Mangan, Jay Healy, the whole committee on their efforts, Tim. This is a huge undertaking to run the national championship, and it's we're grateful for their effort, and this is going to be an incredible day of paddle. We have some weather coming in. The men's 16s were played last night due to the fact that the forecast around 11 o'clock was going to be brutal today with possible lightning, so we've adjusted our schedule. After this match, we'll have women's semifinal play, I believe, will be next up around 2 p.m., Tim.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we are looking at the second half of the draw. This Cooper-Moldenveld team, in this match against Guillot Williamson, these guys have not played this year, Tim.
Right.
And so, as you and I know, we've been around this game a long time. It's all about the matchups, and we'll see kind of what develops out here. The winner of this match has a potential matchup with, definitely a matchup with the winner of Shane Sutter and Hadish Zabori. See if Hadish Zabori continue their dream season, and we're off, Tim.
I'll tell you, we have a lot of very happy young ladies who woke up today to overcast skies, no rain, which was in the forecast from yesterday, no wind, no sun, perfect playing conditions.
Tim, where are these women from?
Well, I touched on Jacqueline Williamson. Jacqueline is from the Philadelphia area, Unionville, Pennsylvania, and Jessica Guillot is from Sewickley, Pennsylvania, which is in the Pittsburgh area. So you have two Pennsylvanians from opposite sides of the state, and they're playing against Annika Cooper, who's from Bedford Corners, New York, and then Mirta, who lives in Beverly Hills, Michigan. So it will be really interesting to watch. You mentioned they hadn't played against each other this year as teams, but some that are viewing might recall that Mirta actually played with Jessica a couple of years ago. So as former partners, it will be interesting to see how they attack one another as opponents this morning.
Yeah, Tim, that's a great point. I think it's always fun. I think actually in the men's and women's game, it seems like a lot in the women's game, a lot of these women have teamed up, played, had amazing success, and then due to birthing baby, birthing kids or whatever the changes is, changing clubs from where they work, they'll end up playing with someone else. So most of the women are really familiar with each other's games.
Absolutely, and it should be noted for the record that Mirta was looking to take time off, so there was no negativity or negative energy around that split. So there's no bad blood, if you will, between the former partners. It's just
and
fun to watch.
Nah, and Moldenveld, if you know her, you know there's no bad blood with her, with anybody. She's great. She relocated out to Detroit, moved out there this year, and we hope that, I think it's going to be a game changer for the Detroit community, Tim. We've seen when really high-level teaching pros and players go to an area, how they can definitely impact the level of play in that area, and I would expect that Mirta Moldenveld can have a real positive impact in the Detroit area.
Couldn't agree more. The passion of the pro is everything in a local paddle community. And where you have that passion, you see wonderful grassroots growth of the game. And I believe Mirta will bring that to the table as well.
So, Tim, the players, can we hear the umpire? Tim, I believe that's Margaret Green announcing the players. Not sure we have great sound from her.
Yeah, hopefully everybody can hear her out there, but she is up in the umpires chair.
Yeah, I don't think she's mic'd up. We may not hear her.
Got it. So she's probably telling all the players it's a best-of-3 set, tiebreaker at 6-all in each set, which is standard operating for the Nationals prior to the final.
Margaret's a veteran umpire and gives up a lot of her time and handles these events beautifully. And this is intense, Tim. We know, when you gear up and when your eyes are on Nationals at the beginning of the season, by the time you get here, there's a lot of energy. There's I mean, it's intense. And there's so many of these top male and female players in the game. And this is their livelihood. This is their profession. And their performance on the court factors in, and it opens doors. I think particularly on the women's side, we've seen so many high-level women get really good opportunities for director positions, and I think that's totally a function of their success on the court and the live streaming, making everyone anywhere in the country. Everyone knows Mirta Moldenveld in Detroit,
right?
And it tees her up, to be a great candidate for jobs like that.
Patty, you couldn't be more right. The success of these players opens doors for them in their careers. That's just a fact. And I'm sure it helped Mirta quite a bit in her trip to the Detroit area. Well, it looks like we're getting ready to start this match, Patty.
All right, Tim, good luck.
Amen.
I think it's going to be a war, Tim.
Yeah, it looks like Mirta is going to be serving first for the Cooper Moldenveld team. So Moldenveld to serve. And Williamson to return out of the forehand side. Looking to play her backhand there, Patty.
Yeah, you see Jacqueline Williamson, Mary Doughton like way over to return serve, setting up that two-handed backhand. Jacqueline played for years with Karen Coaches. They had great partnership, and she played in the ad court. And going over the deuce and putting that two-handed backhand up the middle really impacts the overhead choices from her opponent. So it's a great pairing that she has here with Jessica Guillot.
Exactly, a lot of pressure up the middle from the Williamson backhand. And that is her go-to shot, both in tennis and paddle.
Yep, jitters, nerves. We know how that feels.
They're feeling it out, 40-15 here.
And the umpire will not call the ball out, Tim. The return team, has to make the call, and then it'll be an overrule if she disagrees.
Correct. If they ask the umpire, then the umpire's call stands. But if they don't ask, then the player's call stands.
So that Moldenveld pressure, we talk about the Williamson backhand. Wait till you see Moldenveld and Cooper.
Yes.
I mean,
they lean on it.
There's 3 amazing two-handed backhands out here. One of the greatest matches I saw at Nationals last year, Tim. Moldenveld and Guillot went out. I think that was the pairing. Was that the one I told you with Cruz and Nicolescu?
Yes, in the rain. Unbelievable match.
I mean, it was Cooper Moldenveld. It wasn't Moldenveld, Guillot, sorry,
Right.
my bad.
That's all right.
But it was a 3-setter and just one of the greatest women's matches I've seen in a while. So I'm, Tim, I like to make early calls in matches, and
Yes.
my gut, I'm going Cooper Moldenveld for one reason.
And that is?
They're really good. No, they're all really good, Tim.
Yes.
I think I've seen more of their ability to adjust tactics, Tim. And that's the thing with Guillot Williamson that I'll be curious to see if they make the tactical adjustments, because I just think every match with the top women or men, it's close. And, there's a couple of points that will influence each set, and I just think it's all about the tactics. It's execution, obviously, but also the tactics that the players have.
And how you adjust. You're 100% right there. Interesting first game that Cooper Moldenveld were up 40-love and just dropped that serve. So it might relax Guillot Williamson in terms of this next game, having kind of stolen that first game down love 40.
Tim, if you won, did you want to serve first?
I was always of the opinion that serving first was great. I loved the aggressive going after your opponents. But in today's game, with the return of serves, I think most people receive, don't you, Patty?
I see a lot of receiving.
Yes.
Jerry Viant was saying yesterday how she liked to receive because she just felt that everybody was a little nervous out of the box, and putting that serve in the box is one of the more difficult things to do in a pressure situation.
Yes, very true. There's that backhand you made reference to, Patty. Yep. Good pressure.
I just feel like Moldenveld and Cooper have a few more weapons on a consistent basis, so they can, I really think they can bring it from forehand, backhand, both players from the baseline, and we'll jump on the short overheads if Guillot and Williamson give them.
Right. Tough backhand there.
You saw right there, Guillot is an exceptional volleyer, Tim. She gets down. She's as fit as anyone out here and just comes up with some really incredibly athletic plays. Jessica's game has totally changed. She, used to come out of the box with a continental grip on her return of serves, went to a semi-western, improved her forehand return of serve. Used to block up most of the balls that went into the ad court corner, where now she'll let the play develop, and she's become, much better skilled at, creating play and breaking down her opponents a little bit off of the screens.
Right, well there's the break back to 1-all. 4 straight points.
It's funny how fast some games are. Other games on and on and on.
As you know, you've got to get past that first volley some way. And that last point, they weren't able to do so.
And that's just the pressure, Tim, that Cooper and Mullenveld apply.
Yes. So Cooper serving there. Blitz, good volley, good hands.
And Tim, I don't know if you noticed Cooper and Mullenveld, you know why I also think they could pull this out? Because they're a lot taller.
Cover the lobs, huh? You like the height factor.
Well, I'm just saying, you can just see that they reach things. You know, Williamson had a great return. Gio followed it with a blitz, and those guys made the hands play. I mean, it looks like there's an opening, and then a limb reaches it with Mullenveld and Cooper.
Well, I'm old school where size just doesn't matter except the size of your heart.
That's right, Tim.
I'm sitting next to somebody who made a living doing that.
Tim, and my thing about the tall, exceptional women on the far side here, the issue is because they reach so much and pretty good hands, it does put pressure on Williamson and Gio here, and it'll just be, you know, the key will be the tempo, pace of play, and who dictates that. You know, that's what every match comes down to.
Right.
And
The
and
pace of play, you're right.
Yep, and we'll
Who
just have to
controls
get,
it?
you know, I think the key is going to be the play of Gio out of that ad court, and just to see if she has the patience and the maturity to let this match develop a little bit. She's got a ton of patience and a ton of maturity and a ton of skill. But every single match comes down to just, here you are, this is the team you have. And, you know, I talked to Cooper and Mullenveld a little before the match, and I was really impressed with what Cooper said to me. She said, well, we've got plan A, plan B, plan C, and 2 rain plans. Great lob from Gio right over Cooper. Look at that.
Yes.
2 in a row. Really smart. And that's the difference in her game. She's able to break down her opponents from that ad court and just trust her shots more.
Be interesting because Cooper and Mullenveld are so comfortable in the backcourt with their offense. I'm not sure if being back isn't an advantage for them. It's the forehand.
And Williamson's going to remember that spot. You know, that stretched Annika a little bit too much to the middle. She went for just a little too much.
Cooper serves solid under pressure. A strength of hers, Patty?
It has become more of a strength. I think Cooper's matured as a player. She had a great run with Floor Hanisch. They won nationals together.
Yes.
And, you know, what makes these women great, Tim, is every year they add more to their game. And, you know, these players all realistically, regardless of the success they've had the prior year, they retool and they add shots to their game. You see Cooper's got a lot of touch. You can tell she spent some time with Wanaraya. She's got a lot of variety. She can hit a cutter overhead winner. I mean, she's definitely worked on her game.
Nice pressure from Gaia Williamson. Up 2-1 here in the first.
So, you know, what I was saying, Tim, is, you know, they go to the summer and a lot of people put down their paddles, put them in the closet, pull out their golf clubs or their tennis rackets or their pickleball paddles and go on. These top players think about stuff and they work on stuff, and they'll get out there. I'll see, you know, Hanisch and Zabori, they'll be out there in the middle of summer and you'll see a video that Floor drops on Instagram for floor tennis. You've seen those, Tim.
Yep.
But they're working on their games and they're working on shots, and so that everyone knows in sport you need the repetition and you gain the confidence, then you have to put yourself in a pressure situation and have success. You know, you might have failure initially, but then you're going to exceed, and that's the confidence that, you know, like a Cooper in particular, I've seen tremendous growth in that. in her as a player.
Yeah, you're right. There's no substitute for the work. You got to put the work in. But the
And Mullen
focus they bring to the table is, it's impressive. All the ladies and guys for that matter. Here we go. Williamson to serve, leading 2-1.
Tim, I like what I see from Gayu and Williamson in the early goings here as well, because I feel like they're on the same page. Sometimes I haven't seen them as a team on the same page in sync. And every team succeeds because you're out there and you have the exact same game plan. We had the Hall of Fame induction for Stoklasova last night in Brzova, and you know they went on the court every time as a team, and they were committed together to the same goal and worked together. You know, every point, every game, every match I've ever seen that I ever saw them play, they were always on the same page. And I think once a team gets on the same page in this sport, it makes a huge difference.
Moldenveld really lobbing deep, forces the missed overhead. There we are, 2-all, Patty. That little sunlight almost breaking out. Serve called out. Umpire overrules. 15-love. Serve was good.
I think you'll hear a lot of questioning of calls, and I think that's nerves in this situation. And Mircha questioned one in the first game as well, and the ball was out, so.
Right. You're finding your footing, for sure.
You're finding your footing.
Yeah.
Mullenveld used to teach up in Greenwich at the Field Club. I believe she lived down on Long Island. She's worked on her game a lot, Tim. I remember her a couple years ago and where she is today as a player, and I mean, she has improved 90%. People always think these top players were always top players. They weren't. They took their growing pains. They took the pill when they had to.
Right.
Got it handed to them. Then
And to your earlier point, they put in the time and the effort.
oh yeah. See, I like that play. Gio's got to lob up the line, in my opinion, Tim.
Correct.
Over Cooper, who's in the short sleeve lime green T-shirt right here. Because that's going to, you know, Cooper tends to go cross court, and that sets up the beautiful backhand.
Yes.
And that's a money shot for Jacqueline Williamson. Beautiful swing.
And that becomes a money pattern for Gaio Williamson in this match.
And Tim, perfect word, pattern, because this is a sport that is, it repeats itself, and you'll see these patterns, and you plug in every match, and you try to find the formula, and the two of you have to work together from the baseline to break a team down. You can't do it by yourself.
And when you've been on the court and it's working against you, then the challenge is how do I adjust to change that pattern? Big return from Williamson. Add out.
And that is their money play.
Exactly. The return and the blitz.
Yeah, Gio's as good as any woman in the game at
and
that.
And it ends points, which is nice when it's 60 degrees outside. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, I like it. Just Williamson took a little something off that backhand, and you can see just the pressure and the movement from Gio. Force the error wide from Cooper.
It will be very interesting because we've already seen the pattern develop with Gaio lobbing down the line, Williamson striking the backhand, and Gaio blitzing behind it. So there's the first pattern that's working for Gaio Williamson. And Cooper Moldenveld are going to have to figure out how to change that up.
Gio Williamson finished 7th in the Boston Grand Prix, went out in the quarters to Hanish Zabori. They won the Cleveland Masters. They finished third. They were semifinals in Chicago Charities. They lost there to Andreikova and Wendy's Fizz. And we'll go to the other results soon. Tim, I love the start for Williamson and Gio here. I really think it was critical for them to get off on the right foot, and they really have.
Couldn't agree with you more. I'm not saying they felt like they were underdogs, but they probably felt a little more pressure going into the match, Patty. I think you're right. Ball. They're pressing a little just right now. It's fascinating to watch it. You can see it happening right in front of your eyes. Cooper Moldaville just pressing a bit. This is where you have to keep the ball in play. You can't fault right now.
Right.
Because you've got the momentum. You can feel it. You got to put it in play.
So when I was thinking about this match last night, Tim, I was thinking a big key, we haven't talked about it yet, for Gio Williamson is how they handled the pressure from the forehand-backhand of Molleville-Cooper, and if they shift as a team. One of their vulnerable things I've seen with them is they're so confident in their abilities, they tend to kind of stand there and not shift as much as some other teams, and they play a lot of forehand volleys. So when a ball comes at them, you saw Molenveld in the first game force, Williamson, I think, to make a volley error. And I think when Molenveld gets going and starts cracking, and I'll see, like right there, you saw a forehand volley. She got away with it below the level of the net. I'll just see if that's a factor. But in the early going, I've seen Gio hit more backhand volleys, Tim, when a ball's right at her body versus getting out of the way than usual. And same for Williamson. And I've always said, Tim, and you know, this game comes down, you've got to make your volleys. And they almost have to be routine in this sport. You can't miss overheads. You can't miss screens at the highest level. You can't miss volleys.
No, you're right. At the highest level, the unforced errors almost go away. Out ball. Asking the umpire. Game point, Gaio. First time she stayed back, Patty. Big point, game point. Did not want it to end on that return of serve.
Right, and she had that little shaky serve earlier in the game. I think that factors in, and why not stay back? Put the ball in the box. And I mean, I think that shows a lot of match maturity from Gio.
And you're 100% right. The fault factored into that earlier in that game. Deuce game. Yeah, she is catching that backhand before the side wire.
Well, I don't know if they're baiting. They know that Cooper's two-handed backhand is their best shot. I feel like they're just challenging her, and they want her to hit it in a way.
Although on that one, I think I heard them say, don't do that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Of course, changing the overhead spot to a nice deep overhead into her corner will take away that side wire backhand. Here she comes.
Yeah, this is what we've seen a lot.
Oh, she missed it.
Yeah, you see, Gio's a great blitzer, and Cooper's a great blitzer as well, Mark. Yeah, I feel like Cooper's a little frustrated over there.
She's pressing a little right now, just a little.
This is where I'd like to see Molenveld kind of
Again.
figure out how she can settle Cooper right now, because Cooper's out of sorts in this game. She's had 3 unforced errors. Are they unforced errors? Kind of. She made a choice and missed.
They are. She's pressing a little bit.
So Molenveld's play. Deuce court with the long sleeve gray shirt. I want to see her bring it. I feel like I want a little more pressure from her.
You were reading my mind, Patty. Part of taking the pressure off your partner is by creating a little bit more offense. And there hasn't been very much offense at all out of the forehand side of Molenveld.
So we're at 3-all, first set, Tim. APTA quarterfinal action from Huntington Country Club in Huntington, New York. I'm Patty Hogan along with Tim McAvoy. So Molenveld not only needs to steady Cooper out a little bit, and when Molenveld takes more of an initiative, Tim, I think her level of play just goes way up. I feel like she's tentative out here. And when she can loosen up and kind of swing freely, you know, we need some early offense from her. And it's getting late for early offense, but now is the time.
No, you're right. From the back court, the patterns of play have been established. And Molenveld's going to have to step up with a little more offense to take some of that pressure off of Cooper.
And she's
Whereas Gaia Williamson, they've got this pattern of the lob down the line, Williamson hitting the backhand, the blitz. It's working for them when they're in the backcourt.
Yeah, I just kind of think you don't know how many opportunities you're going to get on short balls, and I just feel like I always watch the depth of that deuce player, and if they're thinking lobbing and setting up their partner too much, you know, they miss some looks that they could really capitalize and take a lot of pressure off of their partner with the offense. What a
great back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you are right. It's a mindset when you're in the backcourt. If you've locked into lob, it's very hard to turn around and drive.
And that's a big thing in the game that, you know, all the players, Tim, as we've seen the transformation, it's like at any moment in time, pulling an offensive shot out of your arsenal is what you see out of the game's best players. And on shots that you would never see at club level even think about taking the initiative
Don't try this at home.
Right, exactly.
They're really trying to stay away from the Williamson backhand now. Trying to change that pattern.
And see, this is where Gio just letting the match come to her. I mean, I think she's doing a great job out here right now.
Completely agree. She's letting it come to her. She's not
She
pushing
is.
it.
In the other quarterfinal underway on this other stream court, Nicolescu and Cruz have just won the first set 6-1 over Elliott and Radesno. Tim. Just heard the umpire, Mike Yahimski, shouting it out.
Little surprise on the score there for the first set, eh? 6-1.
Yeah, wouldn't have guessed that. But Cruz, I mean, Nicolescu and Nika, what a team.
They are tough. Talk about pressure.
Right. Elliott and Radesno pulled out a great win yesterday. They had a really long battle with Curtis and Andreikova. And, you know, they know how to work their way through matches. They won Nationals, Darien, a couple years ago, Tim.
In front of the home crowd.
I wouldn't be surprised if it got closer real soon. And I'll listen to Margaret Green after this point, Tim, if it's the game, to make sure
Yes.
that we're accurate in our scorekeeping. All right, Gio. Gio Williamson, I give them scale of 1 to 10 right now. They're playing a wonderful set. I give them a 9.
They're playing the way they wanted to play coming into this. Fault.
Tim, you were spot on with your scorekeeping. Will you come back in the booth this afternoon and do the same thing?
Patty, anytime I'm in the booth with you, it's an honor. Count me in. So a really good start, and you can see the pattern of play that we've been talking about. The Williamson backhand, if you look at Gayu, she's almost always driving a ball under control, a ball she feels she can put in 90% of the time. And that's one of the secrets to success, whereas Cooper's hit some great shots, but she's putting a lot of pressure on herself with those backhands before the side wire.
Tim, how fun is it to sit here, get a front row seat to this amazing action?
There's nothing better. Just perfect weather to do it in.
Tim, can I flip my pick? I'm just telling you, I am so impressed with the management of this match up to this point from Gio Williamson. Honestly, I have not seen them do this good a job.
Now the secret will be the sustainability of that.
Yeah, but they're doing a wonderful job of managing the match right now.
Through the first 7 games, you are right. Fault on the first point.
And you just feel like there's going to be a point. There's going to be a series of shots, and all of a sudden, Cooper Mullenveld could catch fire. Gio played a couple years ago, Tim, out in Chicago. I remember with Carrie Delmonico. Made it to the semis. I mean, she's an incredible talent. And totally focused, as you can see. She is zeroed in. Both of them are in this match.
Over the years, the biggest difference with Gaio is watching her let the game come to her and not trying to push it too early. Sometimes when you're that talented, you're looking to hit all kinds of shots too early. In this match, she's waiting for the right ball to hit, and she's not missing.
Gio does a great job out in the Pittsburgh area at the Pittsburgh Field Club. You've probably played there in Nationals, Tim.
Great location.
In years past.
Yes. So to our earlier conversation, it will be interesting to see if Mullenveld, out of the forehand side, can generate any offense. So far, we've seen none through the first 7 games.
See, right there, I don't even think she's looking for it. And I think she should just step in and clock a two-handed backhand. It could change everything. Even if she misses a shot, it doesn't matter.
There's the drive in this.
You know, I just feel like Gio and Williamson feel like it's just way too safe to hit a ball to Mullenveld right now.
Completely agree. And if you have a safe, that big a safe, it takes a lot of pressure off you when you're at net. Love 30. We'll get a drive here, I believe. It's a 3/4 drive, though, Patty. Not a big drive. Not what she can hit. Let's put it that way. There we go. Good rhythm for Cooper right there.
Yeah, they're just a little out of sync here, Tim. And they're just not getting any easy point. And I feel like if they got an easy point, it could change momentum. But again, look at this management of this match here from Williams and Gio. Outstanding. They are dictating the whole match and the pace of play here.
She didn't expect to miss that volley right there.
Break point. This is what Cooper Mullenveld, you know, this is their opportunity here.
Nice backhand volley from the ankles.
See, yeah, Mullenville is just not looking for any offense. There we go. But Tim, you know, they do live far apart, so they don't get on the court. They haven't played a ton of tournaments.
Right.
And
The tournament itself is they play their way into it.
oh my, and that overhead, you know, you watch from home, you're like, oh my God, how can Jacqueline miss that shot? When you're in this situation, it's really easy to miss any shot, quite honestly. And I marvel at how many people don't miss. And, you know, that's just an opportunity. She'll think about that shot for a little bit, but hopefully hits the delete button, just fires away.
Right.
Wow.
Missed it wide. That was a good sequence for Gaia Williamson, but I think she missed the volley.
Yeah, she missed it wide.
Yeah.
Just too juice there, a little too amped.
Yep. Out drive.
Tim,
Interesting.
right, you talk about match management. All of a sudden, there's a little bit of an opening.
Yep.
And I just think, you know, Jessica blew it up all wide, and then she made a return to serve error, and you just can't do that. You've got to manage yourself in that situation. There's times where you just have to put the ball in play over the net.
You get to that set game and you squeeze a little bit sometimes. Great return. 30 all.
Really good rip. See,
Here
I
comes
love
the
that.
backhand and the blitz, right? If you're serving, you can feel it coming.
Yep,
I formation.
yep, little eye Australian over there trying to derail the blitz, and it did. I think
Good adjustment.
that's a really good adjustment. And that's where we're talking about the tactics. You've got to figure out your adjustments that you need to make.
That's 30 all at 5-3 in the first. It's a big time for that adjustment.
But they knew they were really lucky that Gio blew that forehand volley wide on the blitz.
Yes.
Because they knew they were had right there.
Good pressure.
Tim just got the update. Morgan Sikora won their first set against Delmonico Gebbia, 6-2.
A lot of momentum with that team right now. Morgan Sikora. Big point. You can feel it. Half-speed forehand. A little bit of pressure, but not a lot.
Yeah, that's why they just keep hitting to Molenveld, because
Sure.
they know she's just really putting the ball back in play. And a lot of respect for Cooper's game and what she can bring to the table.
That's exactly right.
See, she should clock that ball.
Without a doubt.
And that's where Jessica slid over and hit a forehand volley instead of a backhand volley. And Molenveld didn't realize that was a gift here.
Yeah, it appears though the game plan is just to be steady out of the forehand and set Cooper up for the drive, but there you go. Big point. Pattern favored Gaia Williamson.
Yep.
Set point.
And I just felt that Cooper felt that she had to go for something, and that was a heck of an overhead, Tim. It was deep, it had pace, it was juiced, and Cooper took a flyer because I just think she still a little frustrated, not sure what to do because they're not building points and they're not getting any great offensive combination types of plays.
Cooper committed to the drive before the ball came. You could see it.
Yep.
She pulled the trigger early, and then the good overhead put her in a tough spot. Here we go. And this is right where Gaia Williamson want to be. Oh, great lob down the middle. And believe me, if Williamson sees a backhand, she will hit it. She'll lob forehands at this point, but she'll hit her backhand if she gets a look.
But I like that. You feel the pressure from her out of that deuce court.
There it comes.
Whoa.
Oh, first backhand miss, I believe, of the set.
Yeah, Molenveld hit
Set point.
shaky overhead
Yeah.
there, Tim. And she
The odds
is
were not in the favor
thanking
of
her
Cooper.
lucky stars.
Yeah. They're fortunate to still be in the set. Deuce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Annika just,
Moldenveld has to go down the line on that ball. It's a risky cross-court shot with her partner at net. Hitter.
I believe Annika Cooper is sharing that information right now with Mirta Molenveld.
Big returns coming here, Patty. There it is.
So Tim, Gio Williamson, outstanding first set. Let's hear from one of our longtime APTA sponsors, Tim.
Viking, one ball to rule them all. One ball is consistently chosen for the sport's highest level tournaments, league play, social events, and weekend outings. Viking, for the last 25 years, we have remained the overwhelming choice. Viking, unleash the warrior in you, the official ball of the APTA, the official ball of the National Championships and President's Cup, and the official ball of the Grand Prix Series.
Tim, as we shared the updates from the other courts, we have top half of the draw. Delmonico and Gebbia, who are the tournament number 2 seeds, are playing Morgan and Sakura. Morgan and Sakura are the number 8 seeds, and Morgan and Sakura took that first set 6-2. Anika and Nicolescu took the first set from Elliott and Radesno. Anika and Nicolescu are the number 3 seeds in the tournament. We've got this match here, and then another quarterfinal underway is Hanish and Zabori. Their dream season, Tim, undefeated since last year's Nationals, up against Shea and Sutter. Semifinal action, 2 o'clock today. Men's quarterfinal action, Tim. To follow that, about 5 o'clock, we're at Huntington Country Club. One more shout out to Lisa Rudloff, Dwayne Hayden, Tim Mangan. Amazing group of volunteers here, Tim, doing a wonderful job to welcome the paddle community for this national championship. Dwayne Hayden's third nationals out here every 10 years, Tim. Is that the drill? It comes through Long Island?
That's exactly right. It's the 4th nationals they've held here. Dwayne Hayden ran it in 02, 2012, and now 2022. 1992 was the first nationals held here. Every 10 years, Patty, as you said. So in this match, if Moldenveld doesn't start to create a little more offense out of the forehand, take a little pressure off of Cooper, Gaia Williamson have the pattern established, the pace of play, they're getting the balls they want to get, and they're being patient to wait for those shots, Gaia Williamson. So it's going to be the first 2 games, as you know, in a match like this after that first set. Very, very important, these first 2 games.
Yeah, Tim, they, like I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, they played 9 in that first set. They made very few poor choices, and their execution was almost flawless. And, you know, the shots that they did miss, it was the right opportunity. Jessica blew that one volley wide on a blitz, but who cares? She got the look she wanted. She just was overjuiced, over-adrenaline at that point. We know how that feels. Really, I think now the key, I feel like Cooper Moldenveld, they have to get on the same page. You just feel the paddle love between Williamson and Gio going on out here. They're working together. They're supportive. Even right now, they're kind of hanging in their, in the same area, and they're just in sync. And Cooper and Moldenveld have to figure out how to get fired up here.
They have to change the pattern.
They might need some fireball right now, Tim, because they gotta get ignited here.
If there's not more offense out of the forehand, it's going to be interesting to see how they approach the set. So Gaio to start the second set here.
Hanish Zabori, Tim, won their first set in their quarterfinal matchup with Shea and Sutter, 6-3.
Yep, picking on the forehand. As you said, really strong first volleys from Gaio. There we go. That's 2 more backhand drives than we saw in the first set, I believe.
Yep, I'm sure.
They're
Cooper said, I would like you to drive every time unless I'm standing right there at the net and I'm going to get hit with your drive.
It will be interesting to see if this is the start of their change with more offense coming out of the forehand.
And Tim, you know how sometimes you need the set to end before you can like retool your mental approach sometimes.
Clear your mind. She's looking for offense now. It's literally like a switch flip.
Wow, what hands from
Great
Gio right there.
volley.
And see, Gio did something huge to me and a big difference in her game. She held her position. She didn't move to hit it as a forehand volley. She just held her ground and handled it, hit an awkward backhand volley that ended up going for a winner. You see David Chelson out there.
It's great to see David here.
Some of the success I've seen with Cooper Mellenveld, it's got to be like the tempo, the pace of it. It's just, and even Mellenveld, even lobbing so far, I feel like she's one drive. If she throws the drive, then she automatically lobs. Where I think we need like boom, boom. They've got to add that pressure. And even if she's driving from kind of deep, I've seen her do it. She's got the shots.
And she loves that backhand, so it looks like she's looking for more already. Early in the second. There we are, another drive.
But again, you know, I guess, I mean, I'm not guessing. I believe this is about the great net play from Williams and Gio in this match. And they're, like I said, they've shifted. They're together. They're on the same page, playing more backhand volleys than I've seen before. Good cutoff there, though. And Tim, they just look rock solid at the net. They're just giving Mullenveld and Cooper nothing.
No, you're exactly right, and they continue, Gaia Williamson continue to work the forehand, just relentlessly.
So that's what I'm talking about. Mullenveld got off, you know, 2 offensive shots.
Yes.
That's Mirta at her best, Tim.
And by doing that, even if they volley it back, it takes a little pressure off of Cooper, net cord winner.
Oh my Lord. Mullenveld, frustration there.
Momentum is a big part of this sport, isn't it, Patty?
And Williamson got away with one there.
Yes.
She moved over to make that a forehand volley, and that ball barely made it over.
Correct.
But when luck's on your side, and that's just what happens sometimes in matches, it just seems like one team gets the breaks, the other team doesn't.
Yeah, she's definitely looking to put more pressure on now with the backhand.
And I gotta say what I love, what else Gio and Williamson are doing when they see the offense, Tim, they're closing in. They're
Yes.
on top of the net.
100% correct, they're locking in. Here's the drive.
Whoops.
Relentless to the forehand side.
This is where I would think about, me personally, because I love doing this, Tim, when I play. You have a long point. You're getting into this, Cooper Mullenveld trying to find something. Maybe switch sides in the middle of the point and just force a change in the overhead patterns from Williams and Gio.
Different look. Hard overhead, inside out. Game. Gaia Williamson.
Because there's nothing for them that's working from the baseline really in this match. And so somehow you have to do something. You've got to pull a rabbit out of the hat. You've got to find another way. I don't think, you know, I haven't seen Cooper play 4 points out of the deuce court in a long time.
But you're right, they have to find some offense. one way or another, or this match is not going to change.
Just so impressive, and you know, I'm pulling for Guillaume and Williamson. You just want to see them maintain this really high level of play, and I'm pulling for, you know, Cooper and Mullenveld to figure this out, because I love watching teams make the adjustments in these matches.
Yeah.
You know, and I still feel like this is a long way from over, Tim.
Without a doubt. Your call was Cooper Mullenveld, so we've got a long way to go here, Patty.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm pulling for them both to win, Tim.
The old no loser outcome.
No, I picked them. I felt that they would make the tactical adjustments, and like I said at the beginning,
Big return.
Williamson and Guillaume are just dialed in. I love their game plan, and I love how they're working as a team, and that I just have not seen that, Tim, that often with them in tournaments.
Oh, overhit.
Yeah, and Cooper lines up on the left side of the court. They're on the same side. She takes the ball up the line. They've got all the momentum in the match. You can't give away easy shots like that.
And guy who's been around long enough to know it can swing on a point. So keeping the pressure on is really important.
Right, you see Williamson saw the, you know, face the Australian with Cooper and just avoided her altogether.
She took what they gave him.
And then they take over the net. And at the net, Williamson Guillaume, what % of the points have they won from the net? Like,
yeah, and there's one of your first drives off the back screen from Mullenveld. Great forehand. That's the pressure that's going to have to happen a little more often. There you go.
See, I think she's got to crush that ball at this point in the match. I think she had the opportunity to break the pattern, and she fed right into the pattern by throwing up that lob.
She's definitely looking to be more offensive out of the forehand, though. No doubt.
And Tim, as we know, it's just confidence, and Cooper's doing a good job here. I feel like Cooper's a little bit more buoyant here in this early going in the second set. And I love, this is what I'm talking about. You know, I've seen them be real deliberate, and she knows Mullenveld's just not comfortable out here. As an uncomfortable serve.
Real deep.
She's just not feeling it, so they're going to have to grind.
Exactly the word.
Yesterday in the Curtis Andreikova match against Macy Elliott and Radesno, huge win for Elliott and Radesno, and Macy Elliott wasn't feeling it, just really struggled. But she played a phenomenal match in yielding to what the match was giving, which was nothing to her, and she just grinded it out, and that's what we're going to have to see Cooper and Mullenveld do right here in the next 10 minutes, or else their nationals is over.
They have not given Cooper a look in the last 4 or 5 games from the baseline. Not a ball to drive. Missed the lot. I believe that's game 2-0.
Guillaume just jumped off the court to get something out of her bag. Usually you don't see players do that at 2-0.
No, especially when you get the momentum.
When you have the momentum, serve the ball. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, the sun's out, Tim. This is a shocker. We were anticipating a brutal forecast. Jessica just went to grab her sunglasses.
There you go. Good call. Williamson to serve up 2-love in the second. That must have been a fault. There's the drive she's looking for. Patty, you are right though. Gaia Williamson are volleying just spectacularly.
Update on Delmonico Gebbia. They're at 2-all in their quarterfinal match with Morgan Sikora. Niculescu and Anika are up 4-2 in their match with Elliot Radesno, and they won the first set, 6-1.
With Morgan Sikora as underdogs, if that match stays close in the second, it continues to favor them, having won the first as an underdog.
Yeah, they're the 8 seeds. Gebbia, Delmonico, the 2 seeds. I think the match. I thought that match was a pick'em, Tim. I thought either team. I could see either team winning the match.
Good pressure from Moldenveld there. They're going to need a lot more of that. 5:30.
What footwork! What again, Tim?
The athleticism is incredible.
Cool.
Missed the lob.
Jacqueline's laughing. I think she even surprised herself on that one.
Offense off the back wire.
You see how Williamson just closing in when she sees Mullenveld, Tim.
Line up, yes.
Gear up.
Got it. So they're clearly, Moldenveld, clearly looking to put more offense out of the corner. It's a night and day versus the first set. And if they keep that up, they've got a shot at changing the pattern and turning the momentum. That was an important game for Cooper and Moldenveld.
One of the things about Cooper Moldenveld, when they do play from the baseline, Tim, they are long-limbed and long swing. They have long swings. Big. You see their wind-up coming, and Guillaume and Williamson have that athleticism and the awareness, the good court sense. So when they see that wind-up beginning, they're just stuffing the volleys. They're just moving forward and overcommitting, and you don't see any deception from Moldenveld and Cooper. They don't change. You know, you talked about it on that one forehand where Annika Cooper just decided she was going to hit a forehand before the overhead was even hit, regardless of what the shot was. And I just think they're picking up and just shutting down the offense.
Well, and Cooper's being more patient this set for sure. Not pressing yet.
And that's Annika Cooper serving. Jacqueline Williamson returning serve. That's Mirta Moldenveld in the red pants. Watching that ball go by. Hasn't happened much, few times today. There was a Guillaume miss out of that ad court. And Jessica Guillaume with the bright green hat on. Tim, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that pressure from Guillaume's forehand. Just real discipline. Just continuing just to hit drives, to make them volley, looking for a shorter and shorter ball.
And to your point, they're her drives. They're the balls she wants to hit. Totally under control. Easily puts 9 out of 10 of those in, which is what you have to do if you're going to try to win here. Asking to verify the call. 30 love. Almost sense a little momentum looking to shift right about here. Nice deep loves. Good pressure.
What a shot from Guillaume. So controlled, just got that dipping ball, and you know, she had one spot to hit that ball that could force an error, and she found the spot.
hit the good lob, slid to the side wire, opened up the forehand. Overhead was short. She took advantage of it. She was playing that point 3 shots ahead. Missed it wide. 45, I believe. Yeah. That is a winning pattern right there, Patty.
Yeah, I think that they're going to have to throw Australia in a little different formation, think about something else, because I think at least the Australian shuts down Guillaume's ability to blitz so successfully. And that's all because of the pressure. Williamson's return of serve great in this match, Tim, so far.
Yep. No, you're exactly right. They will adjust to that, I believe. In the net. Deuce.
And again, you feel Molenveld. She's close. She's starting to look for her shots a little bit more, Tim.
Yep. For sure. Same pattern right here. Oh, got to the forehand. Based on that reaction, I'd say that was a winning backhand.
I think Cooper didn't plan for her shot to end up there and just sort of froze. And
yes.
And then just, you know, she is long limb, like I said, and she was looking for a big windup even on a volley there, and she just didn't have the time to pull it off, and that's why she couldn't make a play on that ball.
Nice deep lob. Missed the overhead. I believe that's 2-all.
Tim, that's a surprising overhead error from Cooper, I got to say right there.
Yeah, that's a big game to drop when you're up 45.
And that's just frustration and just, you know,
They're still
almost
pressing.
worrying about too many things instead of just, here's a simple overhead, put the ball in play.
But to your earlier point, Williams and Gayu are just putting that pressure on. That pressure creates unforced errors.
I see Hall of Famers Robin Fulton up there, Bobo Delaney.
Nice to
Mike
see the legends
Stulak.
here. Yes. There you go, Molenveld looking to create more offense. It's the right attack given the first set. Gaia Williamson just volleying very well at this point. Oh. Little miscommunication. Cooper called it, but it's a good overhead.
Wow, just grabbed the baseline.
Incredible volley. That's going to
Oh
be
my
trouble.
gosh.
Yep.
But great recognition.
Yes.
And that's the teamwork. I'm just saying their shots just complemented each other beautifully. Really nice touch to finish that off.
They have not figured out how to get through that wall at net, have they, Patty?
No, that,
Oh.
I mean, Molenveld just found the line on Williamson. That was the first time I didn't really see them move over enough. Molenveld found that line. But that just shows you they've shut Molenveld down here.
Even with the offense she's trying to generate, they're just volleying everything back. And that can be frustrating when you're seeing all your drives come back at you. Haven't seen a lot of missed volleys. There's one.
Right.
Good pressure.
But again, that's where you could see Molenveld, Cooper, a tiny spark feeding off each other's shots, Tim.
Good choice down the line. Jacqueline Williamson wasn't ready for that. Still game point.
You hear the pop that just came off Molenveld's paddle right there, Tim? We have not heard that pop much today. You know, that added pace is just a tiny bit of confidence. Makes a huge difference.
Yep. Got it through. Excellent return of serve. This is the offense they need to find and sustain now. We'll have a blitz off this return. No, stay back.
Yeah, I was surprised Cooper didn't, you know, make her presence known a little bit. Just sneak inside the baseline. I think that would have been a great time for it. Tim, how disciplined a match are they playing with their overheads? You know, to your point, you say, you know, Cooper's gotten very few shots. They've, you know, overhit to the deuce side. And I think you do that as long as it's working, and
That's
until
exactly
you see,
right.
you know,
Never
little spark from Molenveld,
Yep.
little energy, but not enough to make them go away from it at all here. And so they're just sticking with plan A.
Right. Never change a winning strategy, right, Patty?
Correct.
And they have decided that Molenveld is going to have to beat them for Cooper Molenveld to win. They're forcing Molenveld to be the difference from the baseline.
And it's hard, Tim. It's almost like when I used to play a lot of mixed doubles. You knew you were going to be hit too as the female on the court generally in the match. And, you know, it's a weird mentality to accept and embrace that they're going to go after you.
Correct.
And that's the thing. Like, you have to embrace it, not bum out because they're hitting all the shots to you. You just say, oh, my Lord, look at all the opportunities I'm getting to, you know, just figure this out and negate what they're trying to do to me.
You hit the key word mentally, and that is to embrace it. Don't fight it, embrace it. Because you'll get your shot. You will get your shot. There it is, the backhand drive.
See, that's
Followed
what
up with another one.
Yep. Two in a row. Boom, boom. That's
Yep.
what we need for them.
Forehand.
So that was Molenveld right there.
And that's what it's going to take to change this match.
Right.
Because Gaia Williamson are forcing that to be the difference. They're not giving Cooper the look.
And that's the third, maybe the second or third pop we've heard off Molenveld's paddle, and that's what she does. She can just intimidate and influence the outcome of matches, Tim, with that pace off of both her forehand and backhand. Gio over in the ad court. Williamson right back to where she started out.
Gio in the deuce. No,
Gio in the deuce. That's what I meant. Sorry, Tim.
No, no worries.
Little switch, and Williamson right back where she started playing with Karen Coaches all those years ago.
Yeah, because they have such a, Williamson and Gaio have such a good pattern from the baseline, I would switch out to keep that pattern in play. Right now they're defending, but no offense.
And Tim, that's a really good point, and that's about just the tactical choice you make. Even if they felt comfortable, there was nothing was going wrong with their other plan from the baseline.
Correct. Oh, unforced error.
Yeah.
They worked hard to earn that point and then dropped the overhead.
Really big point right here. They all knew
point,
it. You could
yes.
just feel.
Yes, you cut it.
You could just feel Mullenville and Cooper. They're a little deflated here. Wow, right on the line.
There's a lot of offense on that return.
Well, I'm hoping the sun stays away a little bit, Tim, just to keep the temperature down, because we know when it gets a little warmer and that sun's out, you know, the balls just pop off paddles. Much harder to control volleys.
Very hard to end a point. Very hard. Great lob. Nice controlled overheads. Oh, strong backhand off the deck for the game. Gaio Williamson, big point, Patty.
Yeah, kind of a weird shot selection on the overheads from Cooper Mullenville right there. Tim, why don't we hear about another one of our sponsors? Paddle Pro is new as a sponsor of the APTA, Tim.
For over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as an industry leader in platform tennis. The knowledge, expert advice, vast inventory, and ultimate customer service will help any player find the perfect equipment to take your game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website to carry all platform tennis brands. For more information, go to www.paddlepro.com.
Tim, Paddle Pro, Bob Considine, they've been around a long time, 20 years as you stated. They've been, you know, they are the source, anything you need. Even if it's not paddle, Tim, people play other racket
They've
sports.
moved into other
They've
sports
got it
and
all.
they
I mean,
do.
if you need to find those matching wristband, headband, Tim, combination that I know you love back from the 70s, they've got them.
Bob Considine is the ultimate in customer service. So here we go. Huge game, serving 2-3 Mullenville. Big backhand return again. Same pattern that we've seen.
And Tim, what I
Good
was saying,
volley.
yeah, in that last game, that last point, it was a critical point on game point. Mullenville had a couple of overheads, and I just don't think she's comfortable. I don't know if she's a little bit injured, but she just really didn't take a cut at the overheads here. She's getting a lot of balls, so she's just kind of dumping in play, and I think, you know, little hesitation there, hit a shot. I think Cooper got caught off guard a little bit. But again, kudos to Williamson and Gio for their play. And, you know, you can see the focus. Don't you? You just, you know, from this vantage point, Tim, we see the faces of Williamson and Gio, and you just feel their intensity.
They are locked in.
Yeah,
locked in.
I feel it much more than Cooper and Mullenville.
See Gaio Williamson just being very patient until they get their ball to hit. Not pressing it, not pushing. Well, the winner she hit last game, she misses this game, but still good pressure.
Yep. So this is really good again. Good little chalk talk, little chat.
Slow it down.
Right. You can't make up the loss of the first set in a game. And that's the thing about tempo and managing yourself.
Oh, we have a little dispute about was the ball touched or not, that volley. Tell you, it's nice to have the umpires make the definitive rules and move on.
This is where I want to see Gio just take the shot up the line, Tim. Just stay away from Cooper.
Correct. Take what they give you.
Cooper move, and
Yep.
Gio picked up on it.
Backhand.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a great lob from Gio.
Perfect lob. Trouble.
She's got it.
Great get. Another tough wire. Another good get. You're Cooper Moldenveld. You're at net right now going, what does it take to win a point?
Right. And if you're Gio and Williamson, you're like, keep lobbing in between the two of them. They're having a real hard time figuring this out right now.
And then getting your backhand. Another winner. They're just not able to take that away from the Gaia Williamson team.
It's just tentative, their net playing. Usually Cooper Molenveld can handle the net and manage it and dictate off it. And now, you know, you said it earlier, they're sort of just reacting to the shots.
That drive. Seeing the change in the pattern, it just hasn't resulted in much yet.
And, you know, Molenveld just lobbed 2 balls up to Gio. How about go and blitz? Do something. Follow that shot in. Cause some surprise a little bit. You know, because if Gio's just dumping the overheads, not doing much, you can get her to overhit this ball. There she goes. And
Boom.
the blitz, that's the play, Tim.
There it is.
I think Mirta heard me.
I think you're right. It took 14 games to get a drive and a blitz.
But I'm a big fan of if nothing's coming to you naturally, then you figure out, and that's what we've seen, the success of Flor Hanisch with all of her partners, who have all been phenomenal players. She has the nerve to take the move. She'll take the initiative. When there's nothing that she's getting easy, she'll figure out how to create something.
That changing it up mentality. There's that back again. Wide.
Big smile from Molenveld. She's like,
Smile
okay.
of relief, I believe,
Yes,
Patty.
smile of relief. Yeah, they really haven't had much to smile about in this match.
You're right.
And again, I know we're sounding like a broken record, but it's because of the play of Gio and Williamson. A rare first volley miss from Williamson. She's been rock solid there.
Short overhead, paid the price. And that was Cooper taking a ball that she'll put in 99 out of 100 times.
That's why you've got to hit those overheads. You've got to keep Molenveld and Cooper playing deep. You can't let them get in and get in your face from the baseline. That's where they're exceptional.
Exactly right. Keep them in the green. To the degree you can do that, your odds go up. I really like Moldenveld looking to drive the ball like she is now. Big overhead to change it up, get the ball moving. They were prepared to play defense. We're back at deuce here.
Mullenweg did a good job to follow the play, Tim. She was right there.
Absolutely. Missed the volley wide. Got out.
And that's the thing, if you're going to be active with your forehand volley there, you don't have to hit a winner cross court into the corner. Just almost just hit the ball right at the ad court player and you're going to be fine. So
good pressure from Cooper Moldeveld here.
Tim, Anika and Nicolescu have advanced. They've taken out Elliott and Rodesno.
Ah. Wide, that's a break. 4-3, Cooper Moldeveld.
So Tim.
That's a tough quarter match there, that Anika Nicolescu.
Oh my lord. And
good win.
I mean, Anika, the only woman who hasn't won a national title. She's a 2-time finalist in the women's nationals. She's a 3-time mixed nationals winner, 2-time mixed nationals finalist.
She's a 2022 Philly Open champion.
Oh my lord, did they have a great tournament, Tim.
Played beautifully in Philly.
Yeah, so they got seeded 3rd in this event. That was a great move by the APTA. They hadn't played as many tournaments over the last 2 years as other players. They kind of figured it out, and they got it right here, in my opinion. And, you know, Nikki Lescu won a nationals with Drakova, with Liz Cruz, just one of our game's major forces on the women's side.
She is a force. That's exactly the right word, Patty. Pressed a little on the overhead, missed it. Huge game. Missed it.
See, I would have loved off speed right there from Gio. She didn't need to juice it.
She's pumped. And you're right, it's hard to pull that down.
But they're winning. And I just think Molenveld and Cooper, when they get an easy point, it's relief and confidence.
Yes. Really good pressure.
Yeah, Cooper Molenveld kind of stood there and reacted, didn't really get over enough. And a little flip to the forehand volley there resulted in an error.
15-30. Oh, 2 unforced errors there. 30 all. This is what Cooper Moldeveld need to stay in this match and take this set. A couple unforced errors that we have not seen up to this point.
Tim, it's amazing. 20 minutes ago, we're sitting here thinking, I was thinking Cooper and Molenveld were going to be heading home soon. And then all of a sudden, you know, they are. They've started to grind, Tim. That's what we hadn't seen in that first set, and we're seeing it.
It's always that interesting combination of slowing it down, grinding, a little more offense from Molenveld out of her or deuce side, and then a couple of unforced errors. And the next thing you know, you've got a barn burner of a set. Great shots. Off balance, dropped it.
I see Lauren Gebbia, Tim, which leads me to believe that possibly maybe there was a break in a split sets in that quarterfinal match with Morgan Sikora.
Here we go, APTA out. Serving 4-3.
Gigantic.
Gaio goes conservative on the return with a lob. Haven't seen many of those. And then Jacqueline missed a backhand, which we have not seen many of those.
And it was a conservative swing as well on her backhand.
Agreed. They all knew the importance of the point. Nice strong volley from Cooper. Finally got the nick up the sides. Haven't had many of those.
No.
Excellent overhead. Game point Cooper.
Sabori and Hanish have advanced in their quarterfinal match, Tim.
Straight sets?
They've straight sets over Shea and Sutter. I don't really know that. I could just tell by how fast Anna Zabori just went up the steps. I knew they were up in the second set.
This Nationals goes through them. There's no doubt about that. Let's see. Trying to change it up a little bit. Got the nick back. Deuce. Clearly going to be the game of the set. Great lob down the line. Got him off balance. They're off sides.
I think Molenveld wanted to get back to that
She
two-score.
did. I think you're right.
She's
And
like, get me out of here.
They're keeping him locked in those corners. Big lob. Big shot. Got to it, out.
Go right here. Come on.
Second or third time they've hit that hard overhead just to change the pace of the point.
Sure, and that's that overhead that you've seen come into the game big time.
Yes.
You know, people are like, who started hitting that? And I look across here, Robin Fulton started hitting that shot a million years ago.
People don't know that to be true, but it is.
Oh, believe me, I think I still have bruises.
I think we just faulted to go 4-all in the second. Oh, tough game for Cooper Molenveld.
Yeah, and that's where Williamson has to follow that play, Tim. Her paddle's down low. Ball went wide. She didn't really stay with the play. Great grip from Molenveld. I feel like Williamson's a little timid right now, Tim. But great lob.
Yeah, at this point, you're only going to see Jacqueline drive her backhand.
Right, but I want to see her keep the pressure on because that's what got them into this position.
Agreed, and when they're at net, their odds go way up in terms of controlling the forehand here, like they are Gaio Williamson.
Yeah, they've got the formula figured out. And
Yes.
great low volley.
Yeah.
Wow, big hands play.
Big hands play. Ball got below the net. Cooper tried to do just a little too much with it from that angle. Great volley. Haven't seen many of those, Patty.
No, and that's
Unforced volley error.
just like that juiced forehand volley. Like I said early in the match, I just didn't see that, and I thought that's what caused them to make very few volley errors, you know, in the first hour of play today.
Mm-hmm. Nice pressure. Just that little difference of offense coming out of the forehand side from Moldenveld is making a difference in this set.
And it's just the depth of that overhead, Tim. That was a little bit shorter in the court and made all the difference for Moldenveld.
Another miss off the blitz.
Yeah, that looked like a little kind of a weird play.
I think they got away with one there.
Moldenveld has to go for much more in that return to serve if Cooper's going to go in there and think she's going to get a setup.
This is the drive. That's the right ball to hit, though, Patty.
I think this is the right ball. She looked a little awkward on it, Tim, and if you
tight,
don't have your
tight.
feet under you,
Yes. Deuce.
you've got to take a little of the pace off that shot.
That was a game point.
Beautiful swing.
Yeah. They found a little something going down the line on that return of serve. Once again, I would switch if I were Gaia Williamson. But they must obviously like the setup this way. Where's the switch? Way to close on the volley.
Yeah. She
Just
took a
like you
page
said.
out of
Exactly.
Kia Williamson's
She
playbook
saw it
right
coming
there.
and she closed.
Yep.
Really strong volley for Cooper there. Add out. Big return. Big game for Cooper Moldenveld. They're up 5-4. Little things that can turn the match.
Tim, the crowd's filling up here across the way. I don't know if you can see it, but Huntington's got this great expansive deck and lots of temporary tents set up for this event, Tim.
Yeah.
Great backdrop.
There is a good vibe.
And everyone is thrilled because it's not pouring rain.
We all expected the worst this morning.
Yep, and we jiggered the schedule yesterday and moved some men's matches around. So we're going to have a couple of gaps in the day because we were trying to avoid what potentially could hit us. We didn't want this to be a rain event, so we avoided it schedule-wise. We'll have plenty of action today and tomorrow. YouTube on the APTA network. Thanks to eNet Live. John Scott and his crew are doing a great job here in Huntington. Moldenveld to serve.
For the set.
Who knew, Tim? Just when you were thinking about making a lunch date.
You could feel the momentum shift.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly switched back. They're on side. It's the right ball to drive.
But again, you've got to pick the right pace. You've got to make it.
Yeah, that
Doesn't
ball
do any good to.
you should be targeting a foot over the net right there.
Yep.
Because they're pulling away from the net.
And your team lost the first set. you're
Exactly.
you're a little frustrated, but you only can take from the game what it gives you at times. And you know, the harder you hit, the more likely you're going to miss. Anyway. And I just think
Nice
they
deep
just
ball.
can't afford errors here. They
Yeah,
just
you've got 2 unforced errors in a row, 15-30.
why I always think the great teams, Tim, capitalize early in the game. Like, they know how significant a 5-love or a love 5 point is. They don't wait till it's deuce and say, oh my gosh, this is a critical point.
Getting ahead in the game is everything, especially on a 4-5 game.
Oh my Lord, look at the hands from Gio. Are we allowed to clap in the booth, Tim?
I think we should. That was phenomenal. And at 15:30, a huge point now, 15:40.
But I love that Gio took the initiative, Tim. She went after it.
Yes. Good look at that backhand, though.
Yeah,
So
I
will
love the
Gaio-
swing.
Will she be driving it here?
Oh, yeah. Cooper's got to look to help out if the ball goes in the middle. Last one,
Yes.
Gio blew its blyer, and she didn't even make a play on it.
Great volley. Great volley. Gaio looking for the drive when she can get it.
Wow.
What a volley.
Look at this, Tim.
Unbelievable hands.
Holy cow, what a point.
Well earned. Gaio was like a cat out there looking for it. And Moldavel's volleys and Cooper's volleys were phenomenal.
Oh, my Lord. Tim, how fun is this? You just feel the level of play going up. You just, you know, the first set was an odd set for Cooper Mullenveld. They just were not themselves. Williamson, Gio, just phenomenal play. Now it's a pick-em, Tim.
It's nice to see both teams raise their level of play at the most important time.
Oh,
I jinxed her.
you jinxed her. Come on.
Apologize for that.
I don't think she heard you. You're okay, Tim.
Okay, add out.
Crunch.
Wow, 2 big shots. 5-all.
Tim, they so faked us out. We had the score wrong.
Yeah, Gaia Williamson 5-4. Closed out the set with that shot.
Tim, I got to tell you something about commentating when you can't hear the umpire. It's really hard to talk and enjoy a match and the stellar play and keep the score correct at all times. So
I'll tell
anyway,
you,
what a win there.
You have to tip your hat to Gaia Williamson. They went in with a very, very clear game plan, and they executed against it. And even with a little bit of an adjustment from Cooper Moldaveld, they stayed the course and took it in straights, 3 and 4.
Tim, they did. Whatever the score was there, you know, I'm really glad of Moldaveld and Cooper that they had they figured out a little fight in that second set, and you know we're grinding it out. But I say hats off, kudos to Williamson, Gio, just phenomenal play, and how they came out of the box today, and their focus, Tim. They were not messing around from the first point of this match, and they just took charge, and I felt their intensity was so much higher than Cooper Mellenveld for 3/4 of this match.
And that intensity, Cooper Meldenveld, they felt that too. They felt that pressure from the first point, and it never relented. There were a couple ups and downs, but the pressure never relented.
Yep, so Tim, that was so great to have you in the booth, and we'll be back for semifinal action this afternoon. Kudos to Williamson and Gio for advancing. We have the third set going on with Delmonico Gebbia right now with Morgan and Sikora. We'll be back at 2 o'clock from the APTA network. Enjoy us on YouTube all weekend long. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, Patty.